Sound check.
আমার লাগবে না, আমি এটা ব্যবস্থা করে নেবো। প্যাড দাও, প্যাড কলম দাও, ছোট গ্লাস দাও, গ্লাস দাও, the big one. আছে আমার কলম আছে আপনি না আই পেন চলে আসো গ্রাউন্ড ফ্লোরে হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ চলে আসো ভিতরে ফলো করে সাইনবোর্ড ছড়ে দেন হ্যাঁ পানি খুলে দেন দিয়ে খুলে ছড়ে দেন শুরু করলাম সরে যান Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's honorable guest, keynote speaker, Dr. Mohammad Desa bin Haji Hashim, Senior Training Consultant, National Institute of Public Administration, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Panel discussions, Dr. Munshi Rashid Ahmed, Chief Scientific Officer, Bari, Dr. Mohammad Mahbub Alam, Advisor NATP2, World Bank, Mr. Enamul Haq Patwari, Immediate Past Director, DCCI, and dear participants. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. At the beginning, my apology. I am Mohammad Mamnur Rahman, founder and CEO of Expo Pro, which is a private and investment promotion organization working around the globe since 2010. Welcome you all to the hybrid session of today's hybrid session, international seminar on global food supply chain, COVID-19 and the way forward, to be held today with your kind presence and your keen interest to know on the above subject. First of all, my apology for getting a bit delay for some technical reason. Hope we will continue the rest of the program without any interruption. So this program is organizing in association with Stryke and support from BSDA, BNO, Goldmark, TKHMI, SBDI, and JCI Dhaka North as youth engagement partner. At the beginning of the program, I would like to invite Mr. Fazlul Karim to recite a few lines from the Holy Quran. Mr. Fazlul Karim.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু। পরম করুণাময় আল্লাহর নামে শুরু করিতেছি। বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম। আউযু বিল্লাহি মিনাশ শাইতানির রাজিম। বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম। আলহামদুলিল্লাহি রাব্বিল আলামিন আর রহমানির রহিম মালিকি ইয়াউমিদ্দিন ইয়াকা না'বুদু ওয়া ইয়াকা নাস্তাইন ইহদিনাস সিরাতাল মুস্তাকিম সিরাতাল লাযিনা গায়রিল মাগদুবি আলাইহিম ওয়ালাদ-দাল্লিন আমিন।
Thank you, Mr. Karim. Now introduction. It is my pleasure to inform you that Expo Pro, which URL is www.expopro.org, is working to promote the global food and halal industry since its inception, along with its other activities, which includes working as an international media partner of Malaysia International Halal Showcase since 2018. To enhance and accelerate its activities on food and halal industry development, Expo Pro has conducted several seminars and presentations in Malaysia and Bangladesh during the last couple of years. Moreover, done some work in Indonesia and Turkey too. Now at the beginning, I would like to introduce you with our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Mohammad Desa bin Haji Hashim, Senior Training Consultant, National Institute of Public Administration, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Currently, he is elected as Vice President of Agriculture Institute of Malaysia. And Mr. Hisham is the former Chief Executive Officer of the International Tropical Foods Network, a global network established under the auspices of the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, with a role to promote sustainable global development of the tropical foods industry in relation to production, consumption, and trade. Since 2015, he has been spreading various international programs and activities in collaboration with the international partners, research institutions, to enhance the sustainable development of the global tropical food industry. Dr. Desa also served as the member and advisor of the SCAP, United Nations Economic and Social Commission for the Asian Pacific, UNESCAP, and SCAP Business Advisory Council, EBAC, and SCAP Sustainable Business Network, ESBN, and was recently appointed in 2016 as the Deputy President of Malaysian Chapter, International Society for Southeast Asian Agricultural Science. Prior to joining TFNet, he was the head of Agriculture Division at the Integrated Agricultural Development Area of Malaysian Ministry of Agriculture and Agro-based Industry. Previously, he served in the Department of Agriculture, Malaysia since 2001 in various management and technical capacities before being promoted as the head of the Agri-Business Unit, Agriculture Extension, Agro-based Division, Department of Agriculture, Putrajaya. He also served as the Deputy Director for the Agriculture Extension Training Institute of the Malaysian Department of Agriculture. Dr. Desa holds a PhD in Agriculture Research and Development from Kasetsart University, Thailand, a Master's in Science in Corporate Communication from University Putra, Malaysia, and a Bachelor of Agriculture Science in University Pertanian, Malaysia. Okay. We have with us three honorable discussion today. First, Dr. Munshi Rashid Ahmed, Chief Scientific Officer, Bari. Currently, he is in charge of Hill Agricultural Research Station of Bari. We have also with us Dr. Mohammad Mahbub Alam. Dr. Mahbub Alam has over 25 years of professional academic experience in international business, international supply chain management, and business development. At present, he is working as the consultant of NATP2, a World Bank finance program focusing on increasing productivity, market access, and entrepreneurship development in Bangladesh. Dr. Alam served at several renowned organizations, including the CNFA, USA, the World Bank, USAID, US Mission, BRAC, DFID, UK Aid, and Yangon Corporation, etc. Dr. Alam also served as the adjunct faculty members of the different public and private universities, including IBA Dhaka, University, Jahangirnagar University, Bangladesh University of Professionals, Independent University of Bangladesh, Indian University Bangladesh, East West University, and University of Asia Pacific, etc. Dr. Alam obtained his MBA, Major in International Trade and Marketing, from Victoria University, Melbourne, Australia. So we have also with us Mr. Enamul Haq Patwari, former Director, Dhaka Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and former Chairman, Bangladesh Jute Goods Exporters Association, and he is also CEO of Jute and Bag Exports Corporation. With this introduction, I would like to mention something on today's topic, which is, I think, you will find very useful in the current situation, because as you know, after this pandemic, COVID-19, we are actually having a tough time to get into our normal regular situation. We have to face a lot of challenges during during handling the food supply chain, which is very challenging. And hope after this COVID-19, today's discussion will help us to find out a possible way of move further on the certain with targets and development. So with this few words, I want to invite our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Desa, to deliver his keynote presentation. Handing over the mic to Mr. Desa.
Okay, move on. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoons. Thank you, Mr. Mamunur Rahman, for brief introductions of our program today. This regard the international seminar on global food supply chain, COVID-19 and way forward. I'm glad to be at Dhaka today and meeting many of great people here. And I think this session this afternoon, I just want to share what we can do with our country, and together with I think all of us, me and you, is a valuable people to help the nation, to bring up our nation, to help the people to be a better nation in the future. I always say this word everywhere when I'm going, because this is hope of the peoples. The people like us need to help everybody to ensure that our enough food in the future. You cannot live without any food, right? So today we're talking about food, and the global food supply chain is the issue today. So maybe I just give you some brief introductions in terms of overview of global food demand and supply today. We can consider that this data I just snapped a few hours ago. The numbers of total population in the world, 7.948 billion people living in this planet, including us here, maybe around 30. And how many of from online? And also I welcome also all our audience who participate in this seminar through online. This is a hybrid session so that we can see easy everywhere from the world. Now this is a new norm of COVID-19, make us easy to access in terms of knowledge, educations, everything. Like in my institute, we one day we have, I think, about 3 to sometimes to 10 courses we do online. So if I give you link, you can learn from us easily. Up to us either you want to listen or not. Okay, let me show that today is 99,000 births and death 40. The figures show that almost half coming, half gone. One coming, half gone. That means the multiplications is about how many percent? About growth rate about 1 to 2%. The population will increase in the next couple of years, become 9 billion people will living in the planet. How many populations of Bangladesh today? It's about 180 million, right? 180 million. If you 1% increasing, so for the next 15 years, in the next 20 years, in 2050, your population maybe become 200 million. Is right? Similar, right? So the near 200 million people will live in Bangladesh, and maybe 10 or 15 million live in the country. This, for me, is opportunity. We'll discuss later. So that figure show that, and nowadays the food supply in the world is critical juncture. Why? This data, if you read in food, the state of food security and nutrition in the world in 2020, means last year, data show that we are in critical because 700 million people globally living hunger. I don't know, I don't have a figure. Maybe a colleague from Bangladesh can share the situation in Bangladesh. And this is global, show that 480 million people live in Asia. They are in hunger. So, and in the Africa 280, and in America and the Caribbean about 60 million. Is huge number, right? Because of why? Because of scarcity of situations. The supply food means not only to ensure that your stomach is full, that ensure that food security is including the nutrition to the people is important. So beyond hunger, nearly 1 of 3 people did not access to adequate food in 2020. What's adequate mean? Enough, make your stomach full, and make sure that the nutritious. So that means they must access to affordable food, and nutritious food is important. This one. Okay, next. I show you the global today around 23% of all food produced globally is traded internationally, and the global food system accounts 10% of the world GDP. So the agriculture sector's food activity is about 10% from GDP. Beside other sectors, like in Bangladesh, you are champion in garment products, and then other service sector also, industrial, and that's contribute about 10% globally. And in US alone, there are not enough supply food from local production, because you see the figure 32% of vegetables, 55% of fresh fruit, and 94% of seafood consumed in America are import from other countries, including maybe from Bangladesh. So this is figure show you the opportunity. We discuss later. Are you interested with this figure? And healthiest and safety food are global trend now. They're not now people with well-educated countries, they don't want to take just simply food. They look at the figure, they look at the logo, they look at the brand, they look at the nutritious fact. So this is, we'll talk later. Next, what I'm saying about safety food. Established regional safety network is already in every continent. In every continent, even in Asia, Europe, Africa, or America, there is already established one establishment of European Authority, Asian Regional Food Safety, which is I'm one of the committee members, expert members in the good ASEAN Good Agriculture Practice. And before I'm joined INTAN, is Institute Administration, I'm who take care for MyGap certification program in Malaysia. MyGap in Malaysia Good Agriculture Practice certification program. And African Food Safety Network, Latin America Food Analysis Laboratory Network, RILA, and we have Global Gap. Geez, I don't put the Global Gap as an example for European market. Is compulsory if you want to bring crop food to the country for retailing selling. And Malaysia, we call it MyGap certification program to ensure that food produced are safe and quality. Okay, that's a global requirement. If you want to do export, you must have these kinds of certificate. And then for the Muslim country, especially like Malaysia, we impose a halal certification is one. Compulsory beside the health certificate or other certification program. So, for example, if you want to bring meat to Malaysia, we have to ensure that meat entered to Malaysia must be halal certified from slaughterhouse, like in India, and also we bring meat from New Zealand and also from Australia. So, let me understanding you of what is a food supply chain. Okay, food supply chain actually starts from production area, production farm, which is before it gets to supermarket shelf, our food pass through an extensive network of retailers. Okay, from farm to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, and then retailer maybe they sell at night market, in the grocery shop or in the supermarket before reach to consumer like us. Like your people living in Dhaka who has no farming, no farm, you will buy from supermarket or grocery shop or any other place. Now trending selling online is become new norm, like Food Panda, or I don't know here, maybe have some like us Grab Food and other online provider. They supply the things to the doorstep. And the agriculture food supplied by arable, horticulture, livestock, or dairy farming. Yesterday, I have an opportunity to visit our friend in how to pronounce. I can remember Copenhagen, Chi. The place we visited, there is a very dairy farming. There's integrated farming. There's one place show that they can produce milk and produce rice, mango, fish. That's very excellent example. Do you have a modern farming in Bangladesh actually? And from farm, and then they go to industry, which is the process of the meat or process of food like rice, process into cereal, into biscuit, into many things. And then before we transport that or distribute to the consumer in the supermarket or any place. That's what supply chains means from farm to your table, the process through the food process. So the global challenge is some country maybe they not have kind what they want to consume. For example, in Malaysia, we don't have wheat. We cannot produce wheat. We import from America, from Brazil, or other countries. We don't have enough potato. Maybe we import from you. But now, growing Bangladeshi population in Malaysia, I think almost 500,000 or 1 million Bangladeshi live in Malaysia now. Many products come from Bangladesh also, like a vegetable chakola. I don't know, but they bring from Bangladesh some potato and some vegetables, so they already bring to supply to your people there. And the rest, like in Bangladesh, maybe you need consume the cooking oil. We bring palm oil from Malaysia to selling here, to supply here. That's kinds of exchange of global food. You bring vegetable, we sell cooking oil, something like that. That's concept, okay? To understand. Okay, and this is example for in terms of during the supply chain. There is many. There is waste management. Okay, during they have post-harvest handling. There is waste from the processing, and then sometimes we just throw. Like I look here in the market, no, the waste. Sometimes you have a waste of vegetable, something you just throw at the roadside or just throw in a dustbin, and then nothing. Actually, through process, we can recycle the product. We can use as a fertilizer. We can use as something, or we can process into another thing. That's way of packing everything, right? And what's changed? What is changed in global food supply chain? Okay, this is scenario what happened in recent year. The global food network has operated fairly seamlessly. Okay, and consumer demand has been consistent as supply chain disruption minimal, which means the flow of goods from farm to fork has been relatively easy for supply and retailers to predict, accommodate. But the current system relies much more heavy on consistency and has unlimited priorities, especially as efficiency and cost reduction over long-term supply chain resilience. Okay, this is need to concern about the current situation. And as we know, outbreak of COVID-19 presented global food supply chain with a series of major challenges. Everything. For the past 2 years, no, we just stay at home and change our normal life. Okay, the way we take food also different. The way we buy the vegetable from market also different. I still remember for the first during lockdown, nobody can go outside, right? This happened in Bangladesh also, right? All country locked down, cannot go outside. One family, they allow only one person to go outside at restricted time. So you're living at home, and that time. And then make travel to the farmers, and then to the logistic, everything make stock around the way. And this is a few challenges, and then this happened for the past 2 years, and now look maybe better. Okay, you can see the figure of coronavirus and global crisis is making happen. And we look, this is one of the opportunity, and this is a problem as opportunity. Look, can I show? Okay, this figure show that in Bangladesh, nowadays, this is a figure yesterday, 19 May, only 35 new cases, most none, right? And globally, how many million people has been, I cannot see the figure over there, I think 500 million something was affected by COVID-19. And United States is about 84 million affected by COVID-19. And Bangladesh, I show you a figure, this one. Overall, around the world, 524 million was affected by COVID-19. 6.2 killed 6.2 million people. It's a lot, right? How many in Bangladesh? Bangladesh 1.95 million case, and this case about 29,000 people was killed by coronavirus. All right. And I would like to show you how did COVID-19 impact global food supply chain. In the months of following coronavirus, I said, the stability of global food supply chains took a major hit. This come like cohort for the first during COVID-19, when almost all country has been locked down. So the system make some farmers, they cannot produce their harvest. No worker can go to the farm, and then make a global crisis. The lorry and truck cannot go to the city that time, to remember. And the first started a dip in shipping, frequently saw container piling up in some corner of the world, while in the others exporter were finding them almost impossible to come. And situations happen, and many things to see that the factor change to the test, and the industry has been relatively quick to bounce back. So many problems, right? Cannot supply. Some farmers, when they have productions, they cannot sell, and the industry processing, they cannot process the products, and they make things. But the people who stay at home, you still need food, right? So many changing has been happened at time, using through online, doorstep supply, and the way we take food is make me some changing. The restaurant, guest house closed, hotel closed, so many happen. But this is one of the crises of coronavirus, and make people changing their normal life. Okay. And look at, I would like to show you the next issue is a global food price crisis. Do you realize that for past 10 or 15 years ago, if you bring maybe 1,000 Dhaka, what you can buy for the past 15 years, right? Maybe you can buy a basket of food. But now you bring 1,000 Dhaka, how many you can buy? Maybe quarter, right? Before, maybe one trolley. Like for example, in Malaysia, before I bring 50 ringgit, I can buy maybe one trolley of grocery to bring back home. But after now, about 10 years, I need to spend at least 400 to 500 ringgit. That means almost 10 times inflation has happened. So you buy 1 kilo of fruit before only 2 ringgit. But now we want to buy a kilo of mango, 15, some 20 ringgit, some 30 ringgit. Is it happen also in Bangladesh? Yes, we bought what? A lychee, no? Almost 350 taka, right? 1 kilo. I say, oh, the price similar like Malaysia. About 15 ringgit also. This means the spike. But the income of people, the income of our government officer or income of the staff, is it increased 10 times? Yes? If yes, okay, relatively. if not, it's problem. That's why now, if you work in Malaysia, the basic salary at least 1,500 ringgit this year, just announced. Before it's 1,200. It's okay. And look at this figure. There is all hike about 10%. Look, 10 times. From before is 85, now become 250. The vegetable oil, dairy, so increase from 2021 to 2020. Many things was increased almost 5 to 10 times. Fertilizer price, previously 1,000 ringgit per ton, now 4,500 ringgit per ton. Look how many times. If the price of fertilizer, the price of pesticide or any other input increase, they will increase cost of productions of fruits or vegetables. So they have to increase the price. Today in Malaysia, for example, we have problem with chicken supply. Yesterday I read in newspaper, today there is no supply chicken. So I just give them information. We don't need to eat chicken. We can eat another thing, but same like chicken. What is? I will show you after this. Okay. So we have to prepare what's next. No. Problem is opportunity. You have to understand this. Any problem is opportunity. Right? You cannot supply through grocery, online business coming. You know, my friend, during COVID-19, he make $1 million money because of he involved in online business. Some person, you know, young, very young, about 25 or nearly 30, very young like you know. He make a bundle of money because of coronavirus, because he's clever. He changed his business from clothes to face mask. Because he make faster, no? And then some they change from shop to online. They just stay at home, but they do something. Put in Alibaba, put in Shopee. You know Shopee? Here also have, right? Shopee, Lazada. They just do. Just use a finger and the money come. They don't need to wrap the thing. They just set the platform. Like you open the mall in Alibaba or Lazada, no? The people will take to you, buy from you, transfer money, and then you instruct the supplier to send the product to your home. Only that. Yes, the people who have idea, you have something. Like us also. I hope all of us will be like that. Okay. Then, look, this is a situation like sugar, meat, dairy, cereal, they will increase. I think for the next couple of months, we increase more. Okay, look. Last 2020-21, the price of index, this is the index price, almost increased from 120 to 160. Almost double, right? Yeah. This is the index price. This is global issue. It's not Bangladesh issue, not Malaysia issue. Global issue. Become, we have to understand this, what happened in the world. So how we want to make things resilient, how to make things, we can protect our situation and we can make our life goes on. Right. So, way forward. I will tell you some idea when I'm goes to your countryside, walking around Dhaka and read some articles, I can share with you something. Maybe we can go further. So, and this is, I show that there is one article, they put as a 7 way, and then I make arrangement how to move forward. First, with agriculture produce, we have to change from traditional to the new normal. For example, this photo, there is a farming, right, with water and something. This is called mixed farming. Maybe you can raise fish here, you can plant something vegetable, and then you have fruits, you have coconut here. This is like mixed farming. Okay? And then we need to mitigate the risk to extreme weather event. Weather conditions. This is one COVID-19. I think COVID, I can say for the next couple of months, maybe no more. Hope that. If they have also, we can manage it, right? So don't worry. But we still worry about disaster, the flood, storm, and then drought. That's one more dangerous for food production, right? Okay. And then we have to convert our farming system, or farming method, the way of doing farming. We have to see the possibility to create the new activities within the capacity. You see, I said within the capacity. Some policy maker, they make the policy like moon, right? Want to go to the moon, but they still have the earth. Nothing happened, you know? And then sometimes they create a big project or something, and then become white elephant. So we have to think that simple but work. Okay, and then I do propose here we can do that high density farming. For example, mango. Previously, we plant at 30 by 40 feet per tree. Nowadays, we can plant mango at 8 or 10 feet by 10 feet. What to do? I show you our brother farm, right? We have to do what? Pruning. And then we maintain the shape only like this size. And then you will get harvest maybe 200 to 300 fruit. The same you maintain the big trees. Because you maintaining the big trees, you just maintain what? You just maintain the leaf, not the fruit. Right? We want to harvest fruit or you want to harvest leaf. If the leaf you can make something, okay, let's. But if we prune, good prunings, you know, I will show you some picture they have. And then we can get harvest with better and good quality, and then we can sell at high price. Do you think, like in Dhaka city, someone told me that about 10 to 15% is the highest income population, right? Is this 10%, 20 million is 2 million, right? Do you think you can sell the premium mango to 10 million to 2 million people, this kind of people or not? How many tons you need? If one person buy 1 kilo, enough. How many tons? Count. And now the normal, if you say the roadside, they just throw like that, throw in the basket and put in the roadside like that. Do you think they will buy? Is good price? But someone with concern of safety food, concern with quality, and want the mango, like in Malaysia, our Harum Manis mango, we selling at 3 kilo 100 ringgit. 1 kilo about nearly $8. That's a premium mango. Our durian, you know durian? You know how much a kilo of durian? Musang King. We brand the variety. We go to the premium variety, the good one. We export to China a lot. Last year we earned nearly 1 billion, I think, money. Now 1 kilo, if you don't have about $15 or $20, you cannot eat our durian. Just to buy 1 kilo, one fruit nearly 100 ringgit, about 20 or $25 per fruit. Yes, because why? Because of me. We do promotion of durian to the global market with branding. We put the branding, positioning the quality, and positioning the safe. And then we put branding, and then we teach Chinese to eat durian. How big Chinese market? Very big. Now, if you go to Malaysia, everywhere, they cut oil palm, they cut rubber, plant durian. For the past 3 years, I think about more than 200,000 land was changed to durian, converted to durian. That's how we work. For example, in Bangladesh, you have a mango. When I look in the market, there is 1,000 variety of mango. Is right? How you do market? If you have many, when you eat sour, when you eat one more sweet, and then you eat another more juicy, and this one is creamy. Though the market cannot confirm the quality. This morning I ate one mango in the restaurant. They call that I forgot the name. Mohan goat. You know the variety? Mohan goat, right? Mohan goat. Mohan book. Yeah, Mohan book. Yeah. And then I asked the staff, what variety it is? It look good. Because why? Dry. No fiber, dry, sweet, and look good. And the size look good, right? I think that maybe can be a candidate of the mango 2 for Bangladesh. Mango 2 go for global market, something like that. If Mohan book, right? Yeah, look good. For me, I taste, the first I eat, I know this can go. Because I already eat, I think, more than 1,000 variety of mango. We launching banana mango in Indonesia, no? And Aromanis is one variety, very sweet, bricks up to 24. And yesterday we visited one mango farm. There is one variety that's called that honey queen, but I didn't taste yet the fruit. But the shape of fruit look good. Sometimes shape, to promote the fruits, you know, we have to see the first shape. Like you look at a lady, what do you look? You look at shape first, right? Is right? That's the way you do market. Is correct, sir? You look at the appearance first. If you look at girl, what do you look first? You look shape first, right? Face first, right? Okay, and then if look good, and then you will approach, right? The same in the market. And then second, taste. When you talk to her, maybe it's no sound. Oh no. Look good but no sound. Or when they speak like, oh, no. Sometimes look good. When they open the mouth, no teeth. Also not good, right? That's appearance. And then taste. You should know the taste. The juicy, and then second is shelf life. How long they can last in the market. Maybe 1 week or 2 weeks is good. Or we could export maybe more. It's better. All right. You have to understand this. So next, for the city, I stay in this hotel. When I look from the roof, from the top, many space, right? Because your building is flat roof. Not like in Malaysia, they make roof flat. But I saw the next my door. There's photo. Yeah, this photo. This next my door, my window, right? They plant what? They plant what do you call? This some I think vegetable or flower or ornamental plant, and then there is one lemon. See, you can plant lemon on the top of roof. Believe me, just put in one culvert, and then you can plant. That's for fruit, because my field is fruit, you know. And then you can plant some vegetable that, and then maybe the resident can eat a lemon from the roof or can eat some vegetable from the roof, that means they can get harvest fresh every day. No need to go to the market, right? No need to wait the fruit come from Chittagong or from Silat. Maybe 3-4 days already. It's not fresh anymore. This program maybe can produce. This is, I show that this is architect design. I think this is in Europe or in Singapore. You see, in the top roof they do like this. The same like in your village. You can bring soil, or you can use a soil sculpture. Soil sculpture, use aquaculture or aquaponic or something. Even you can raise a fish upstairs. You can raise a chicken upstairs. But I don't know the rule of university. No, this we can make a policy, can make a discuss, right? The way in future. Okay. Second, we need to reduce reliance on international trade or international export. Means that we should work towards self-sufficient economy. What is self-sufficient economy? We do and we plant what we eat. No, we don't need to buy apple, for example. You can eat lychee, the same nutrient. But the people still love apple, right? Don't mind. But you have to make the program to encourage local people to buy the local produce. And then maybe sometime you can bring new variety from other country that you don't have. We can do exchange program. During my tenure with TFNet, I always talk, you can ask the Malaysia government to allow you to bring arumanis here, for example. And then we exchange material program, so that we can get a quality of mango, to get quality of fruit, lychee or something. Look, this mango come from where? Your gentleman already bring to Bangladesh. Pretty, right? Is it good price or not if you sell in the market? Very high price. Why you want to sell the local mango, the price may be 20 taka or 10 taka, no? Why not we ask the farmers change to this and you become a global supply of these kinds of mango? Your land so fertile, and then your weather condition is suitable for mango. And then Bangladesh should go for mango production, become a world producer. It's possible or not? Huh? You want me to teach you how to do? Give me some time. Just give a concept, principle. You can do top cutting of your existing mango. When the new shoot coming, and then you change to this king mango. And then your mango become purple for the next 1 year or 2 years. Same we do with our Musang King durian. We cut and change, or plant the new one. Easy. Maybe in 2 years, 3 years, give a 5 years program. So Bangladesh become the net exporter of mango. Believe me or not? If you want to do. Okay. And then allow people, teach people, make a campaign to plant mango for home consumption and for export market. You have good lychee. You can produce lychee for the global market. You can export to Malaysia, to other country, maybe to Europe or somewhere. But you have to position which best variety for export, not just plant like right now. One day I have 3 times eat lychee, 3 days. One small seed with thick flesh, the first one. The second big seed, less one. And today I eat, I think today this guy is good. Small and thick and big. That's we have to find the best variety. Right. The variety selection is important if you want to position your farming. Okay. Then the third, invest in infrastructure. We drove to south, right, towards Chittagong. That takes about nearly 6 hours, right, to reach there. Only how many kilometers? Less than 200 kilometers, right? About 200 kilometers. More, okay, 200 kilometers. We need about 4 or 5 hours. About that, right? 5 hours. You know, like in Malaysia, 200 kilometer, I ride only 1 hour. 160, 180 is normal in the big highway. If 8 hours you carry your fruits to Dhaka, what happened? Put in the bag, put in the just truck like that, no? And then when you reach here, your mango become what? Close already, right? That's quality. So post-harvest handling. But this idea is big. Look at the figure. Bangladesh lost 40% of fuel due to poor traffic management. You count 40%. How many petrol consumption a day? If you lose 40%, how many? Interesting. I went to India. There is one campaign. Please stop, switch off the engine when you stop at traffic light. Interesting. 2 minutes at traffic light, you will reduce how many consumption of petrol? 2 minutes. Count by how many millions of cars like this. This is happened in Dhaka, right? I took this picture in internet, but I believe it here happened. I have experienced like this. From airport to here, I take about 3 hours. Last time I went here. How many kilometers? I think not more than 20 kilometers, right? Yeah. And then the car just, and then you use consumption. This happened. So the big infrastructures, government have to think. Now you are already in plan. You are already in implementing. So, and then maybe you can move some industry area to another side of the country, to the north, to the east. And then, like in Malaysia experience, we distribute our economics zone to every state and every corner. We put the education hub to the north, for example. When we set up a new area, we put one university. One university population maybe can up to 100,000 or 10,000 people. 10,000 students with the staff, with everything, maybe can go to 20,000. With 20,000 population, we need 20,000 housing to build there. And then there is one town in Pahang, in the East Malaysia. The price of house and land same like Kuala Lumpur. Because of what? Because we bring up the area, become industrial, and then the activity, education and something. So the new village or the new area become a new town. And then the distribution of population become less. Now in KL, is not much traffic. That's the way we do. Okay. And for the 4, reducing pesticide and fertilizer, this concern about food safety. And we can reduce towards less pesticide farming or less fertilizer, using organic farming, and then aquaculture is one, or aquaponic. We downstairs and then mixed farming. Downstairs we will raise duck, and then the water can give to the rice field or to give to the vegetable field, and then we get natural fertilizer. This is simple. Then reduce meat consumption. This one. I want to share you this. Why I show this picture with our brother. Look, this I show you. I am a fruit man. The jackfruits, I make a statement in India during we have one conference that for the next couple of years, the next 10 years, jackfruit become a global food for food security. You know why? We have been done research. The young jackfruit we can turn into vegan meat. This one product. So now there is one company already produce young jackfruit become what? Teriyaki, lemon, garlic. They turn into chicken, turn into beef, turn into. They make a burger patty. You eat burger, right? Burger from meat, from chicken. But now there is a burger from jackfruit. They're selling in the market and booming now, become trending in Europe and in US now. Yeah, that one. This company already produced, but they're based in India. When I came to Bangladesh, I have to put the vision. Maybe I need some entrepreneur here to venture in this business. I will give the direction. Okay, we have networking, right? Is one. And then the genetic modifications become like a breeding program. We have to mix your chicken. We have to make a good breeding of your variety, mango, fruit, other fruits, to be a good one, to be the best one, high yielding, high harvest, and many things. So look at the chicken. In the past 30 years is small, now become bigger and bigger. So the same to parallel with the population, right? And touchless agriculture, this related to the modern farming. And this I took a picture with drone agriculture. Before that, we need a bangla. Bangla is your labor. In Malaysia, we call bangla, to spray the paddy field. Look, this field about 5 acres. Maybe we need about 2-3 hours to spray. But use my drone. Only 15 minutes. They fly and finish. One day, half day, this drone can spray 50 acres. My brother doing this business. We service about 5,000 hectares now to farmers. 50 to 60 acres. Yeah. So we can spray. We have a 4 unit, and we can spray one day around 200 acres. Yeah, this drone. And the new one, this is already in place in many countries. We call that a 3D printed foodstuff. You can print your food. It's same exactly. You make cookies or something. That's technology. And okay, this I want to conclude. Maybe it takes more time. What we're going to do is the Bangladesh and the people. I also, even me, we only need, you have good resources. What are your resources? The God already give you a fertile land throughout the country, right? I think almost 80% of your country you can do farming, right? You have flat land. You can mechanize actually. Maybe the small land matter, I don't know how to settle this matter. Actually, you have a flat land. You have a river basin land with fertile land. You just put the seed and then the plant will grow. Not like in other countries, like the Arabic country, you cannot grow. Even today I saw, you can produce date here. They only dates. They only have two trees, but they can bear the fruit. That means next couple of years, if you plant dates here, you don't need to buy from Arab anymore. Right? Your population 180 million now. How many you import the dates from Arab? For during Ramadan or something, no, you buying from them, right? Maybe second largest importer. I challenge you, next couple of years, if you do this project, you become the second largest exporter. Believe me or not, possible, because today we saw there is a date tree can bearing the good fruits. That means your country can produce. Because why? In Thailand they already produce. They can get harvest good dates. But we never take this challenge, right? We do. We bring some seedling and then we plant. You see, in the next couple of years, you can produce, and then you allow the farmers to plant and this. I would like to show the new things easy. You know why? Do you think rubber from Malaysia, is it origin of Malaysia? From where? We bring rubber from Amazon, Brazil. And then now we have become number 1 the world quality rubber and producer. Now we are number 3 because Thailand and Indonesia. Actually, the company also belong to us. Second, do you think our oil palm is from Malaysia? Palm oil is from Malaysia? We don't have any single trees from Malaysia before. We bring from what is it? No, from Africa. Yes. And then we developed it 100 years ago. We developed. And then now we have become number 1 exporter of the world. Because yeah, we bring seedling from Brazil, from Amazon. And then the oil palm is from, wait, I forgot, they will be coming, the countries. We bring, because they are wild in the country. Until now, they're still wild. We bring, and then we improve through breeding. Through breeding program, we cross and then we get a good variety, same like your mango. And yesterday I saw even the rice in India, they steal our rice variety and they develop, they become better. Sona something. Sona Masuri is origin Malaysia. That's why if you develop, copy, develop, my teacher teach me, that's how you can do this thing in the world. First, research and development. Maybe you take some time. Second, they said, you can do copy and develop. Maybe less time. But they said, don't do copy and paste. You're stupid. See, that's the Thailand thinking. The Japanese thinking also, the copy develop, right? Before, British make a big refrigerator, freezer, right? And then now Japan, they make small, and then they sell to all over. Hitachi, Mitsubishi, and something, many variety with brand, right? See? Because of why? The people's more clever if you are copy and develop. Can Bangladeshis do? Yes, please. I don't mind, because this one nation, we have to have this thinking, you know. You have leadership, the officer, the youngsters, the entrepreneur like you must have this thinking. Believe me. No, you bring dates from Arab or Medina and then you plant here. For example, I saw there is the trees can produce fruit. That means you can. Right? Possible. But we need only some research. For me, you just bring seed and try. Maybe the next couple of you become next exporter of dates. We don't know why. See, because of Dr. Desa come here and then you change the country. Eh? Okay. Next, the investing comprehensive infrastructure already. Investing in comprehensive infrastructure on human capital. Then mindset changing. This one. Train the people. Give good direction. Good vision. Good mission. Good dream. You must have. Think, copy and develop idea. You want to do? And then you should share your knowledge with other people. Don't sit under coconut shell. Open your mind. Read. Nowadays, you can learn, use your handphone. What do you want to learn? Tell me. What do you want to know in your mind now? One word. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? How to plant dates. Okay, Google how to plant dates. You see? They have or not? How to plant mango. Have or not? Have. Everything. But you never see. You never learn. If you learn, you doing, you will be somebody. Believe me. Correct or not? Yeah. Only that. Like Mr. Mamun also. If you don't know me, you cannot go. I have one friend who study with me. I teach him how to ride bicycle. Yeah, and this one, I want to share you this thing. Efficient use of resource. Use your people, use your land, use your knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, you learn. If you don't have, you can connect with me, I can connect with others. If you connect with brothers, they have other members everywhere around the world. I have members in Thailand, I have member in Chiang Mai, I have member in Taiwan, even Indonesia, Japan, to help you in mango. Right. All this. Use the resources, what you have. And then, transferring knowledge and technical assistance. Yesterday our brothers, what's name? I teach this guy how to prune mango. Within 15 minutes and transfer technology to Bangladesh. How much you want to pay me?
So language is not the barrier.
Not the barrier.
He is not educated enough.
Yes, but he can do a pruning.
Right.
Understood all. Almost 90%. You just 90%. He can do himself. And maybe next week he will do all your farm. And then when we do, they will teach all the people, all the farmers surrounding, and then you become contract farmer. Easy. But if I don't teach them, I think your mango become like mango surrounding here. No? Grows up, no fruit, only leaf. Get nothing.
200, but small size.
Small size, and then become long and long. Yeah, it's right. This is a show, the technical assistance, technical knowledge, you know. Yeah, that's I try to wish of Bangladesh to promote. We can help each other. Okay, I give you time. It takes more time. It's okay. And this is future hope Bangladesh. Our team here, including all of you. You know, from all in this room, all in this conference, please change your mindset, change your way of thinking. Way of thinking. Not way of life, maybe slowly we change. Okay, way of thinking, way of action. Okay, copy and develop. Okay, you take a variety from Thailand and then you develop here. You take a variety of dates from Arab and develop here. You take something from Malaysia, develop here, and then we share the resources. Right? You can tell your Prime Minister if she not understand, I can teach her. No, only simple words. Sometimes you no clue, right? They don't know how to do. Once you give a clue, once someone from outside give some info, oh, like that, easy, right? But believe, God give you something that they don't give to another person. You have fertile land, you will have enough resource of people, but you don't know how to do, how you know how to use these resources. Only that. But for us, they give me people like me in Malaysia, you know, but we don't have labor. We need to bring you to work with me to help our oil palm plantation. If no Bangladeshi, our oil palm will collapse. If no Indonesian, we cannot produce our palm oil. Are you sure? Yes, we need about 2 million people to work in our plantation. You know, our youngsters, they don't want to work under the sun. They want to work under aircon. Very stuff. Even the salary cheaper than the Bangladeshi. They don't care. Right. Many Bangladeshi live in Malaysia. They become rich and rich. You know, they do business. I just met one guy today. Yeah, because they work hard. Even they married with Malaysian now. Maybe become next generation Bangladesia. They married and have kids. No? Have a children now. This the situation in the future. So we don't believe that this thing will happen. No? This hope that we can work together. Okay, Mr. Doctor, we can do it. Okay, I think with that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Desa, for your wonderful and very much encouraging presentation and talk on today's topic, which I think give us some thought on how we can move forward after this devastating COVID-19. So now I'd like to invite Dr. Munshi Rashid Ahmed, Chief Scientific Officer, Bari, to make his comments on today's topic. Dr. Rashid, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mamun Rashid Rahman, for giving me some time to speak on Dr. Desa's wonderful presentation. And I welcome all our audiences and guests in the dais. So Dr. Desa gave us some very interesting and very useful information on agricultural and marketing aspect. So in Bangladesh, we are now developing our agriculture into international standards, but we still have to go a long road ahead. So we need to concentrate on our quality production and then good marketing along with processing of our agricultural products. So we have lots of fruits and vegetables produced in Bangladesh, And in case we are also exporting some of these horticultural products into the Middle East or into the ethnic market of Middle East and other places, in Europe also, but the ethnic market. But we need to catch up with the international market with our quality products, and side by side we need to have a very good post-harvest handling and processing sector where we can develop our raw products into value-added finished products that can be easily stored for a long time and can be distributed all over the world. So we can earn a lot from our agricultural produces, which we are now producing in a very good efficiency, but we lack good strategic plan for the further development and for export and quality improvement. So we need some very good planning in the baseline. So we have to have a very good plan and then their execution in the field levels. And for that, government initiative is very important and very required for the development of our agriculture in the further place, and we can then develop our international marketing situation where we can export our agricultural produce like Malaysia and other developed countries surrounding us, and we can follow their footsteps for post-harvest management and processing, because our products are not that quality level finished for export market. So if we can reach that place, and then our farmers who are still quite poor in broader spectrum, and they can be benefited, and then they will more interested. Then they will be more interested to develop their products in better quality and quantity. Every year we are expanding our fruit orchards very rapidly, especially in the northeastern hilly areas of Bangladesh. Those areas are where earlier was not much good for agriculture because of undulating landscape and hilly condition. But nowadays there are lots of fruit orchards in the northeastern side area of Bangladesh, and those hilly areas are very much suitable for different kinds of tropical fruits like mango, lychee, banana, papaya, then pineapple. All these are also citrus, different kinds of citrus like lemon, sweet orange, and then orange. These are all very much suitable, and they are, the farmers of the hilly areas are nowadays expanding their farms day by day to get more profits from their agriculture. So we have to think of these agricultural expansion in a very cool and precise manner for the future, and then go for execution and developing our agricultural system, especially in the sector of post-harvest handling, processing and marketing, and where we are very much behind the international system. So we need to develop our post-harvest handling, where a lot of amount of our fresh produce get spoiled due to poor handling and storage, and then transportation and marketing. Still we have not in the central place, the capital, Dhaka, there is a good marketing system. But in the northeastern area of hilly Chittagong hill tracts, there are a very poor marketing system, and the transportation is also very not so easy. So from there, a lot of fresh tropical fruits like banana, papaya, mango, pineapple, these are a lot of fresh produce get damaged and rotten due to lack of marketing and transportation. So we think we can follow the nearby countries' technologies, marketing systems, and their state policies to develop our situation so that we can produce more quality and higher quantity tropical fruits and also different agricultural produce. So our country can earn a lot, and by that the livelihood of the poor farmers will be improved. So all of the country can be benefited by strategically planning the future activities for the development of agriculture, as well the agricultural marketing also. So we need to focus especially on post-harvest handling, as well processing and then marketing of our agricultural products inside the country and then for international export market. So we think Dr. Desai have shown us and given us some important clues and hints for how to develop or plan our agricultural development, and then we can start developing our agricultural situation. So the country will be benefited, and also our people, and mainly the poor farmers can be can have a very better improved livelihoods, and our agriculture can flourish later on. And with these words, I like to conclude my words, and thank you all. And thank you, Mr. Mamoon, for inviting me for this lovely seminar. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rashid. I think you are enjoying. We love the presentation that Dr. Desai has presented towards us. It's opened some of our eyes and thinking about how we can move forward. And thank you, Dr. Rashid, for your very much informative information, which I also think we need to consider to move forward. Let us hope for the best. And now I would like to invite Dr. Mahbub Alam, advisor in NTP2, to say his remarks on today's discussion. Dr. Mahbub, please.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Desai for his elaborate and very thoughtful presentation. I think I particularly enriched with his presentation. To talk about global supply chain, let me take you back to the last century. Before the Second World War, there were very limited international trade all over the country. But after the Second World War, people or countries started understanding the importance of global trade. And since then, the countries started producing those items that has competitive advantage for a particular countries. For example, we have competitive advantage in RMG sector. We are producing RMGs, and almost 80% of our export consists of RMGs. Like Malaysia, they are producing cooking well. They have competitive advantage. And the countries, those have competitive advantage, they are producing. And the volume of trade is going on very rapidly since the Second World War. And the countries are happy, they were earning foreign currency. On the other hand, as a consumer, we are also happy, enjoying better food, better commodities at reasonable price. Happy, all happy. Until the COVID-19. In 2020, the Chinese city got affected because of COVID, and it immediately spread all over the world. Everything became stand and still, right? And people started losing their job, factories were closed, and we passed our valuable 2 years all over the world, and we lost over 6 million people, right? It's a big loss. And after that, we are experiencing another war between Russia and Ukraine. That enhance other problem for us all over the world. And because we are so much interconnected, we are pretty much connected with different countries for the global supply chain. If something wrong somewhere, we are somehow affected. Because, Ukraine, Russia, they are producing wheat, cooking oil and other commodities, which is not being transmitted to the rest of the world. So that's why the demand for those commodities are not being met by the rest of the world. When demand is more than supply, what happened? The price will go up. And that's happening here. All over the world, the food are being sold at higher price. 30 to even more than 100% inflation in food sector. Lot of problems we are experiencing nowadays, and we are actually moving forward to an unknown future. As I said, unknown future. The stock market all over the world is getting down. Those who have invested there, how painful is that? Because we don't know. We have no clear picture in the future. So that is why it's happening. So price of goods are, the getting higher and higher, particularly the food price. And those who have lost their job during the COVID period, they are not yet resettled, And again, we are having this use, particularly in the developing countries, those who are in the low-income group, they are mostly sufferer on this. So these are the problem now the whole world is being faced. Now what to do? As Dr. Desha said, when there is a lot of change, there are a lot of opportunities also there. We have to find the opportunities. So what to do? Concerning the food and agricultural sector, so we have very fertile land in Bangladesh, and not only in Bangladesh, in other developing countries, those who are joined online. So you can think about the growing more food. How can you do that? Using modern technologies, growing food. And not only that, after the growing food, the post-harvest loss is very high, I know, particularly in the developing countries. In our countries, in Bangladesh, our post-harvest loss is around 40% in horticultural sector. Whatever we are producing, 40% is ruined before going to the consumer. So that's the big problem. So we need to find out the solution for that. And we have lot of horticultural produce in different seasons. We have plenty of vegetables, fruits are going on. Particularly, I thank the scientists like Dr. Rashid. They are actually presenting us a lot of different varieties. So that's why we are enjoying fruits and vegetables all around the year. Okay, but unfortunately, our processing is very weak here. Only less than 1% of our horticultural crop are being processed here. Only less than 1%. So there are very good scope here. So those who are investors, you can think about setting up factories on food processing, and government is actually providing motivation, providing the Agricultural Innovation Fund and others. So if you contact us, we can find you the solution. We can help you to set up your factory, even getting the easy fund for this particular venture. And also you can think about the exporting of this processed food. So here, as long as Dr. Desha, who is from Malaysia, so we have a lot of agricultural manpower working in Malaysia, but most of them are unskilled. So we can even think about train them to get better income for them. You can think about this venture also. So train them and export them. Okay, we can think about also exporting the processed product in Malaysia and different countries. Parallelly, the whole world is also experiencing the reduction of their foreign currency reserve. The Sri Lanka, what is happening? They are struggling a lot, and I visited Sri Lanka. I am really surprised. Such a nice country, nice people, almost 100% educated populations are educated there. How come they are suffering these things? The managing your foreign currency and taking the viable project is very important for you. So I think our government must think about it, and we must cautious when we are spending our valuable foreign currencies. Okay, government has already started the monitoring who are buying what from the foreign countries. So I think as a respected citizen, we must also think about it. We should not buy those items that we can buy next year or forward. Okay, so I think we have other valuable speaker here. I must stop here. If you have any specific question, I will try to answer that. Thank you for your passion hearing.
Thanks, Dr. Mahbub, for your remarks, which is showing us some hope to fight more against the losses we have already for COVID-19. Now over to our respected former DCCI Director, Enamulak Patwari, to listen his word. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mamunur Rahman. Thanks to Mr. Dr. Disa Muhammad Hashimi. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to you all. Today's program is Global Food Supply Chain, COVID-19 and the way forward. We are thinking for way forward. Which is past is past. Which is coming next days, we have to think for future. It is very important. and how we improve ourselves, how we can match ourselves in the next crisis period. There is one crisis period already past COVID-19, another crisis is hatching and running at this moment, and that is Russia and Ukraine war. That's total business scenario started changing since COVID-19. At the same time, many business firms, many renowned businesses are already bankrupt, and many are already not doing well. But some are doing well who they have matched their new demand, that is online business and other present demand. So actually, I again thanks to Mr. Desa. He has used me last 2 days, and he has already showed our activities in the screen, and I think he had done a wise job. Anyhow, actually, I like to say English side by side in Bengali because many of our audience in house and outside all like to listen in Bengali. So thank you. আমি শুধু এই যে বাংলায় বলতে চাচ্ছি এই জন্য যে সবাই একটু জানুক বুঝুক যে আমি যতটুকু বুঝি বা অন্যরা যতটুকু বলেছেন প্রেজেন্ট প্রয়োজনটা কি। আমাদের রিসোর্স অভাব নেই। আমি একটু গল্পের আকারে যদি বলি, আমি ইরানে গিয়েছিলাম, আমি 7-8 বার গিয়েছি। তো আমি ড্রাইভারকে জিজ্ঞেস করলাম যে এদিকে বড় বড় পাথর দেখা যাচ্ছে, ভেতর কি কাউ যাওয়া যায়? এদিকে ভিতরে গেলে তো লোক হারিয়ে যাবে, তো খুঁজে পাওয়া যাবে না। আমরা জানি না যে এর ভিতর কি আছে। আর হোয়ারাস আমাদের দেশে সব প্লেন ল্যান্ড, আমরা তো যেখানে সেখানে হাঁটতে পারি, যেখানে সেখানে ছোট একটা যে কোনো বিচি ফেলে দেন, দেখা যাচ্ছে যে 1 সপ্তাহ পরে ও চারা উঠে যাচ্ছে, 1 মাস পরে সে গাছ হয়ে যাচ্ছে। কিন্তু আমরা যত্ন জানি না, আমরা কোথায় কোথায় যত্ন জানি না। আমরা জানি না আমরা পানি নষ্ট করে ফেলছি, আমরা যত্ন জানি না আমার একটা ঘর জন্য আমি যদি 2টা ফ্যামিলির জন্য ধরে তার ম্যাক্সিমাম 3000 স্কোয়ার ফিট দরকার। এটা যদি হাই রাইজ হয় সেখানে 20টা ফ্যামিলি বাস করতে পারবে, 40টা ফ্যামিলি বাস করতে পারবে। আমরা ল্যান্ড নষ্ট করে ফেলতেছি, আমরা এগ্রিকালচার ল্যান্ড নষ্ট হয়েছে। আমরা এখনো মডার্ন ফার্মিং ঢুকতে পারিনি, আমাদের স্কিল লেবার এখনো ডেভেলপ করেনি। স্কিল লেবারের কথা এসছে, স্কিল কেন প্রয়োজন? যেসব বলতেছে যে মালয়েশিয়া বাংলাদেশি লোক না যদি যায় বা ইন্দোনেশিয়ান যদি লোক না আসে, তাদের পাম অয়েল সেক্টরটাই কলাপস করবে। তা আমাদের লোক যদি যায় ওইখানে ভালো কাজ করতে পারে, ইন্দোনেশিয়ান লোক যদি যায় ভালো কাজ করতে, আমরা দেশে কেন পারবো না? হ্যাঁ, দেশে দেয়ার ইজ সামথিং ট্রান্সফর্মিং, ডেভেলপ করতেছে, বাট এটা বিশৃঙ্খলে। দেশায় কালকে বলতেছিল যে একটা আমের ভ্যারাইটি যদি একটা হয়, 1000 একর হোক আর 20,000 হোক, সারা দেশে যদি 4 থেকে 5টা আমের ভ্যারাইটি, আমার 50টা আমের ভ্যারাইটি দরকার নেই। যেটার মার্কেটিং ভালো হবে আমরা সেটা করব, যেটার মার্কেটিং ভালো হবে সেটাকে আমরা বাড়াবো, যেটার মার্কেটিং ভালো হবে না সেটাকে আস্তে আস্তে লিমিট করে দেবো। যেমন ওই যে সালাউদ্দিন সাহেব এখানে আছেন, ওনার এখানে ব্যাপার হলো যে প্রুনিংটা দেখিয়ে দিয়েছেন। ওনার যে লোকটা একজন অশিক্ষিত লোক, তার প্রুনিংটা শিখতে যেয়ে হয়তো তার 10 মিনিটও লাগেনি, যেটা আপনারা এখানে ছবিতে দেখেছেন। প্রুনিং মানে কি? গাছটা কেটে, ডালাগুলো কেটে গাছটাকে আলো বাতাস দিয়ে যাতে তার ফলন ভালো হয় এবং হাতের নাগালের ভিতরে যত সহজে পারা যায়। যেটা পোস্ট হারভেস্ট ড্যামেজ, আপনি যদি অনেক পরে হয় সেটা পরে নষ্ট হতে পারে, পাড়ার অসুবিধা হতে পারে। এই প্রুনিং সিস্টেমটা উনি দেখাচ্ছেন। উনি বারবারে বলতেছেন যে এত ফার্টাইল ল্যান্ড আমাদের, সমতল ভূমি, আমরা কেন ব্যাপার ছোট ছোট জমি করে এখানে একটু ওইখানে একটু করতেছি। এটা সম্বন্ধে আমার অভিজ্ঞতাটা যদি বলি, আপনি একখানে করলা করলেন ছোট বনে 10 কাঠার সাথে, আর পাশে দিয়ে আপনি ড্যারেস করলেন, ওইখানে পাশের অন্য আরেকটা তরকারি করলেন, তো ড্যারেসের যে রোগ আর করলার যে রোগ আর ওই আরেকটা নতুন ফসলের যে রোগ, তো এই রোগটা একটা তো ছড়াবে। আমরা যদি নিবিড় ফার্মিং যদি না করতে পারি, এটার জন্য কি দরকার? এটার জন্য জনগণের শুধু চেষ্টা হবে না, এটার জন্য সরকারের কিছু ব্যাপার প্যাট্রোনাইজেশন লাগবে। তা আমি নিবিড় ফার্মিংটার কথা যে বললাম, যে তখন আপনি দেখা যাচ্ছে এখানে ওষুধ দেওয়া দরকার। এটা যদি 50 একর হয়, একই ধরনের ওষুধ দিতে হবে একই রকমের ডিজিজের জন্য, একই রকম ফসলের জন্য। কিন্তু এটা যদি আরো 50টা পার্ট হয়, 50 একর না, 50 একরে দেখা যাচ্ছে 300 পার্ট হয়ে গেছে। তা আপনি কোথায় কোন ওষুধ দেবেন, কোথায় কি যত্ন করবেন, কোথায় কোনটাকে প্রটেক্ট করবেন, এগুলো আমাদের চিন্তার বিষয়। আমি যেহেতু এখানে আমাদের একজন ব্যাপার হলো মানে বাড়ির রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ সিনিয়র সায়েন্টিফিক অফিসার আছেন, আমি ওনার মাধ্যমে বলবো যে আমরা এইভাবে কেন যেতে পারতেছি না, এটা একটু দেখা দরকার। এবং এটার ব্যাপার হয়েছে কি কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেম। আমি একটু এনএটিপি প্রজেক্টে গিয়েছিলাম, আমাদের ওনাদের প্রজেক্ট, আমি এনএটিপি প্রজেক্টে পরশুদিন গিয়েছি। ইলেকট্রিসিটি এসে গেছে, যেটা আমাদের জন্য মঙ্গল। তা আমি এনএটিপির প্রজেক্টে গিয়েছি, ওনাদের একটা জিনিস আমার থেকে ভালো লাগলো যে ওনারা কিন্তু কোঅপারেটিভ সোসাইটিকে ইনভলভ করে ফেলছেন। যেটা কিন্তু আমি যদি বলি যে জাপান আজকে এই পরিমাণ ডেভেলপ কেন, জাপানের এগ্রিকালচার কোঅপারেটিভ সোসাইটি বলেন আর যে কোনো কোঅপারেটিভ, ওয়ার্ল্ডের বেস্ট কোঅপারেটিভ সোসাইটি। এই এনএটিপি প্রজেক্টে কোঅপারেটিভ যোগ করাতে হয়তো এটা মডিফিকেশন হতে হবে, এটাকে ট্রান্সফরমেশন হতে হবে, এটাকে আরো রিঅর্গানাইজ করতে হবে, বাট ইট ইজ এ ভেরি গুড স্টেপ। They have already taken initiative. I am really very much amazed. I think he will proceed on, and he will, if yeah. Okay, this facility has already established in 270 upozelas. It is very, very appreciable, and thanks to World Bank project NATP. I think it is NATP, guided by NATP. It's really fantastic, and we can proceed on. এখানে সরি আমি একটু এখানে সালাউদ্দিন সাহেবকে একেবারে কাঁঠাল গাছের গোড়ায় নিয়ে ছবি উঠেছে, এবং সেটা এই কাঁঠাল সম্বন্ধে যে ধরনের বর্ণনা দিয়েছে, কাঁঠাল যে ইউজ এবং এক্সপোর্ট যে মালয়েশিয়া এবং ইন্দোনেশিয়াতেই হচ্ছে, আমরা কিন্তু শুধু কাঁঠাল খাচ্ছি আর তরকারিতে একটু খাচ্ছি, আর কোনো ইউজ নাই। ওনারা অ্যাকচুয়ালি বার্গার থেকে শুরু করে অনেক কিছুতে ব্যবহার করেন, ইভেন শুকনো কাঁঠাল ড্রাই করে কাঁঠাল এক্সপোর্ট করেন। আমাদের দেশে কাঁঠালের কিন্তু অভাব নাই, এবং কাঁঠাল বাড়ানো যদি সরকার পদক্ষেপ 5 বছরে সারা বাংলাদেশ কাঁঠাল দিয়ে সয়লাভ করে ফেলতে পারবে, 5 বছরের বেশি লাগবে না। আরেকটা যেটা হলো যে ফিউচার হোপ অফ বাংলাদেশ, যেখানে আমাদের একটা গ্রুপ ছবি আছে, ওনার মেজর সাহেবের নাম কি, রিটায়ার্ড মেজর সুলাইমান সাহেব, এবং উনি অ্যাকচুয়ালি মাঝে যিনি বয়স্ক নয়, ওনার বয়স কিন্তু এই 75। উনি যে পরিমাণ খাটেন এবং ওনার যে পরিমাণ উদ্যোগ, আপনার আমি ব্যাখ্যা দিয়ে শেষ করতে পারবো না। ওনার প্রজেক্ট, পুরো প্রজেক্টটা হলো 65 একর, পুরো প্রজেক্টটা। কিন্তু ওনার চেষ্টা কিন্তু খুব ঠিক, উনি প্রচুর চেষ্টা করতেছেন, প্রচুর ইনোভেটিভ, কিন্তু তারপরও এখানে যেটা কমার্শিয়াল ফার্মিং, ওই কমার্শিয়াল ফার্মিং যদি আপনি জাপান বা অন্য কোনো কান্ট্রির স্টাইল ধরেন, সেখানে আমরা কিন্তু এখন শিক্ষণীয় অনেক কিছু আছে। উনি যদিও অনেক গুছিয়ে ফেলছেন, ওনার ব্যাপার হলো ওনার প্রতিদিনই দেখা যাচ্ছে যে ওনার টিভির সাক্ষাৎকার দিতে হচ্ছে, বাট আমি যতটুকু বলবো যে কমার্শিয়াল ফার্মিংয়ে আপনাকে কী বলতে হবে, অনেকগুলো ব্যাপার, পোস্ট হারভেস্ট ড্যামেজ, আমার মার্কেট ডিমান্ড, আমি ব্যাপার কখন কোন ফলটা কতটুকু করব, সেগুলো চিন্তার বিষয়। সেগুলোতে আমাদের কাজ করা দরকার। তা আমাদের কাজ করার দরকার কয়েকটা জায়গায়। একটা হলো স্কিল লেবার ডেভেলপ করা, এটা আমাদের নিজেদের প্রয়োজন। অ্যাট দ্য সেম টাইম এক্সপোর্ট, মডার্ন ফার্মিং দরকার, কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেম ডেভেলপ। কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেমটা কিন্তু আজকের নয়, কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেমটা এস্টাবলিশ হয়েছে কুমিল্লা বার্ড, যে বাংলাদেশ রুরাল একাডেমি ফর রুরাল ডেভেলপমেন্ট, ওইখান থেকে যে এস্টাবলিশ হয়েছে, সেখানে দিদার সমিতি, সারা ওয়ার্ল্ড ফেমাস সমিতি, কুমিল্লা ড্রাইভার সমিতি ছিল, কুমিল্লা বাস মালিক সমিতি ছিল, একমাত্র দিদার এখনো এক্সিস্টিং আছে, যার এখন হয়তো ক্যাপিটাল দেখা যাচ্ছে 8 থেকে 10,000 কোটি টাকা হবে, বাট নট ফ্লাশিং প্রগ্রেসিং লাইক অ্যাজ বিফোর। এই দিদার সমিতি কিন্তু মেগাসাস পুরস্কার পেয়েছে, তাদের পুরস্কারের অভাব নেই, যথেষ্ট পুরস্কার হয়েছে, যেটা কুমিল্লা শহরের প্রাণকেন্দ্রে। কোঅপারেটিভ একটা, এটা আপনার এগ্রিকালচারের সাথে কোঅপারেটিভ মার্চ করতে হবে। আপনার জাপান কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেম, এগ্রিকালচার কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেমকে ব্যাপারে কাজে লাগাতে পারি। এখানে যে জিনিসটা হলো কি, যে ফল বিভিন্ন দেশের যে কপি অ্যান্ড পেস্ট, থ্যাঙ্কস টু মিস্টার ডেসা, কপি অ্যান্ড পেস্ট, এটা কিন্তু আমেরিকানরা খুব বেশি ঘৃণা করে, যে চাইনিজরা কপি করে সব তাদের ব্যাপার পাইরেসি করে নিয়ে গেছে, বাট চায়না কিন্তু আগিয়ে গেছে। সো আমি সেকেন্ড, আমি মালয়েশিয়া থেকে শুনলাম যে কপি অ্যান্ড পেস্ট, হ্যাঁ, দ্যাট ইজ ইম্পর্টেন্ট, দ্যাট ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আপনি হলো ইউটিউবে গেলে এখন অনেক কিছু দেখতে পারবেন। আপনি জাপান যে হলো যে কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেম, NOH, নোয়া, আপনি ওই জাস্ট এটা চার্জ করেন, দেখবেন যে জাপান কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেমের যে ডেভেলপমেন্ট ইন ভেরিয়াস সেক্টর, আনবিলিভেবল। এটা নোট করেন, NOAH, জাস্ট অতটুকু দিয়ে সার্চ দেন ইউটিউবে, ইউ ক্যান সি মাচ মোর। হ্যাঁ, আমাদের এখন ব্যাপার শিক্ষার জন্য অনেক কিছু আমরা ঘরে বসে ইউটিউব থেকে শিখতে পারি। ঘরে বসে ইউটিউব থেকে অনেক কিছু শিখতে পারে, যা আপনি হয়তো ঢাকা শহরে এসেও পাবেন না, আপনাকে হয়তো অনেক দূর এক্সপার্টের কাছে যেতে হবে। সো এখনকার যে আইটি যুগ, এই যুগটাকে আপনার কাজে লাগানোর সুযোগ আছে। ইভেন কৃষকরাও অনেক মডার্ন, তারাও কাজে লাগাতে হবে, কিন্তু তাদেরকে দেখাই দিতে হবে যে আমি এটা তুমি দেখো, সে দেখেও অনেক কিছু শিখতে পারবে না বুঝুক। এটা কিন্তু দেখানোর জন্য কারো গাইড দরকার। তৃতীয় যেটা সবচেয়ে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ, আমরা স্কিল লেবারের কথা বলছি, আমাদের কিন্তু কৃষকের ছেলেপেলে এখন কাজ করে না। এটা একটা খুব, ওই যেটা মালয়েশিয়ানের কথা বলছেন, যে উনি বলছেন যে মালয়েশিয়া ব্যাপার হলো তাদের দেশের ছেলেপেলেরা কাজ করতে চায় না। আমাদের দেশে কিন্তু এই প্রবণতা এসে গেছে। আমাদের দেশের ছেলেপেলেরা বাইরে যাবে, ওইখানে গাদার মতো খাটবে, শ্রম দেবে, কিন্তু তারা দেশে খাটতে চায় না। আমার মনে হয় তাদেরকেও ব্যাপার মাইন্ড চেঞ্জ করা উচিত, তারা যেন দেশে খাটতে চেষ্টা করে। তাদের জন্য ইনকাম ভালো হওয়ার জন্য এখানে মডার্ন ফার্মিং যেতে হবে, তাদের ইনকামও বেড়ে যাবে। আমি একটু সামারাইজ করে ফেলি। আমরা নাগরিক হিসেবে যে কর্তব্যগুলো, শিক্ষিত অশিক্ষিত বলেন, যেটাই বলেন, এবং ব্যবসায়ী বলেন, আমরা পানি কন্টামিনেট করে আমরা কিন্তু ফরেন কারেন্সি আর্ন করতেছি। আমার ফরেন কারেন্সি আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি যে প্রসঙ্গটা বলছি, যে আমাদের ওয়ার্কার ডেভেলপ করা, ওয়ার্কাররা যাতে নিজে এখানে ইনকাম বেশি করতে পারে সেই জিনিসটা তাদেরকে ফোকাস করা, তাদেরকে মোটিভেট করা, তাদেরকে সেই সুযোগগুলো সৃষ্টি করে দেওয়া। ইট শুড বি বাই দ্য সোসাইটি এটা সমাজ করতে পারে, সরকার সাহায্য করতে পারে। অ্যাট দি সেম টাইম মোটিভেশন জন্য সরকার এবং প্রাইভেট এবং পাবলিক সেক্টরের মোটিভেশন লাগবে। কোঅপারেটিভ সিস্টেম ডেভেলপ করা। আর পানি কন্টামিনেশনের কথা বলছি, আমার মনে হয় ওই জিনিসটা আমাদের এখন একটু জোরালোভাবে বলা উচিত। আমরা হয়তো ফরেন কারেন্সি ইনকাম করতেছি, বিভিন্ন ইন্ডাস্ট্রির বর্জ্য দিয়ে নদী নষ্ট করতেছি। এই নদী নষ্টটা যাতে কিভাবে কমানো যায়, আমার মনে হয় জনসচেতনতার দরকার। কারণ আপনার জনসচেতন কেন দরকার? আমার যে সবজিটা আসতেছে, যে জমির থেকে আসতেছে, সেই পানিটা কন্টামিনেট। যে পানিটাকে ধুই সেই পানিটা কন্টামিনেট। পোস্ট হারভেস্ট ড্যামেজ বলছে 40%, এটা 30 থেকে 40% ভেরি করে। আমার 30% যদি ড্যামেজ হয়েছে, এটা অ্যারাউন্ড 10%, 10%-এর আশেপাশে এটা টলারেবল। কিন্তু বাকি যে 20% ড্যামেজ হয়ে যাচ্ছে, এটা কিন্তু দুর্ভাগ্যজনক। আরেকটা প্রশ্ন এসছে যে, আরেকটা কথা এসছে যে আমাদের ওয়ার্ল্ড ব্যাংকের অ্যাডভাইজার উনি বলেছেন যে আমরা 40% ফুয়েল কনজিউম করি নর্মাল প্র্যাকটিস থেকে, বিকজ অফ কনজেশন, যানজট। এটা কিন্তু ভাবা দরকার। এটাই কিন্তু আমাদের জনগণের চিন্তার দরকার, ভাবার দরকার। এবং এটা সম্বন্ধে ইন্ডিয়ার একটা উদাহরণ দিয়েছে যে সিগন্যাল পড়লে সুইচটা বন্ধ করে রাখে ড্রাইভাররা। এটা কিন্তু সিগন্যাল সিস্টেমে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করা এবং ড্রাইভারদেরকে সচেতন করা দরকার। পপুলেশন গ্রোথ আমাদের দেশে এখন 180 মিলিয়ন, দিন দিন বাড়তেছে। আমাদের মার্কেট সাইজ বড়। আমরা আমাদের লোকাল মার্কেট কাভার করে এক্সপোর্ট করার সুযোগ আছে। আমরা দুইটাই করতে পারি। লোকাল মার্কেট কাভার করে এক্সপোর্টের চিন্তা করতে, এক্সপোর্ট প্রসেসিং অ্যান্ড আদার জন্য যে জ্ঞান দরকার, সেই জ্ঞানের জন্য পাবলিক প্রাইভেট পার্টনারশিপ দরকার। তদুপরি আমাদের এই যে ওয়ার্ল্ড ব্যাংক কনসালটেন্ট উনি বলছে যে শহর শহরে কিছু রেন্টের সুযোগ সুবিধা আছে, গভর্নমেন্ট সেগুলো দিতে চাচ্ছে বা দিচ্ছে, সেগুলো যাতে আমরা অ্যাভয়েড করতে পারি। এখানে আরেকটা জিনিস যেটা হয়েছে কি, আমরা সবচেয়ে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ পানির সাথে সাথে আমরা ফাইটোস্যানিটারি, যেটা আমরা কি পেস্ট ইউজ করব, পেস্টিসাইড ইউজ করব, কি করব না, কখন করা উচিত, অর্গানিক ফার্মিং, এগুলো কিন্তু জ্ঞানের জন্য সরকার এবং বেসরকারি উদ্যোগ দরকার হবে। শিক্ষার ব্যাপার আছে, শিক্ষণীয় ব্যাপার আছে। এগুলো আমার মনে হয় আমি আমার বাড়ির প্রতিনিধি যিনি আছেন ওনার মাধ্যমে বলবো যে এইগুলোর বিভিন্ন প্রজেক্ট নেওয়া যেতে পারে। আপনাদের অনেক ট্রেনিং সেন্টার আছে, সেই ট্রেনিং সেন্টারগুলোকে উন্মুক্ত করে দিয়ে যারা যে ট্রেনিংটা দিতে পারে সেই সুযোগগুলো সৃষ্টি করা। এখানে সবচেয়ে আরেকটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ অংশ হয়েছে, বিশ্ব খাদ্য সংস্থা এই রাশিয়া এবং ইউক্রেন ক্রাইসিসের জন্য চিন্তা করতেছে হয়তো বছর খানেকের ভিতরে আমাদের প্রায় ফুড সেক্টরে 39% ইনফ্লেশন হবে, মানে 39% খাদ্য দ্রব্য মূল্য বেড়ে যেতে পারে। সেই হিসেবে উনি একটা কথা বলেছেন যে আমাদের কতটুক ভোগ করা দরকার, কতটুক আমরা পরে করতে পারবো, কতটুকু ভবিষ্যতের জন্য রাখতে পারবো, আবার কতটুকু আমরা বিয়োগ করতে পারবো। আমার মনে হয় আমরা সেই হিসাবে আমরা বোধহয় সাশ্রয়ী এবং মিতব্যয়ী হওয়া দরকার। এটা যদিও আমরা এখনো মনে করতেছি যে হয়তো ইউক্রেন আর রাশিয়ার যুদ্ধে আমাদের গায়ে এখনো আঁচ লাগেনি, কিন্তু আঁচ লেগে গেছে। এটা কিন্তু খুব চিন্তনীয় বিষয়। আমার মনে হয় যেহেতু আমরা এগ্রিকালচার নিয়ে কথা বলতেছি, আমরা এদিক থেকেও আমরা কেয়ারফুল হওয়া দরকার। আমাদের ইম্পোর্ট এখন এক্সপোর্ট থেকে ইম্পোর্ট কিন্তু বেড়ে গেছে। আমরা ইম্পোর্টকে কীভাবে প্রয়োজনীয় সরকার পদক্ষেপ নিয়েছেন, আমি সেটাকে সাধুবাদ জানাই। এবং এটার ব্যাপারে আরও কশাস হওয়া দরকার যে আমরা সেই সাউথ আফ্রিকা থেকে ফল আনবো আমাদের খাওয়ার জন্য, আমাদের ফল কিন্তু নষ্ট হচ্ছে, সেটা দেখা দরকার। আমরা মিশর থেকে ফল আনবো আর আমাদের ফল নষ্ট হবে। আমার মনে হয় এদিক থেকে আমাদের বাড়ির প্রতিনিধি যিনি আছেন, ওয়ার্ল্ড ব্যাংকে যিনি আছেন, আমার মনে হয় ওনারা এদিকে যেখানে যেভাবে এখানে কিন্তু প্রাইভেট পাবলিক সেক্টর সমন্বয় এই জিনিসটা আমাদের দেখা দরকার। তা আমি অ্যাটলিস্ট বলতে পারি যে আমাদের আজকের যে আলোচকরা যিনারা ব্যাপার হলো, আমি ডক্টর ডেসা অ্যাট দি সেম টাইম যে আমার বাড়ির প্রতিনিধি, আমার ওয়ার্ল্ড ব্যাংকের প্রতিনিধি, অ্যাকচুয়ালি যদি বলি যে শিকার শেষ নাই, আই হ্যাভ লার্ন এ লট। Thanks for all. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me that I am here to say something, and it is due to Mr. Mamoon, and I hope my audience as well as outside the venue who are enjoying this seminar, I think all will be benefited from this seminar, and it's a question of what we follow, what we avoid. That is very important, but I think where there is a will, where there is a will, there is a way. We have the way to go forward, and there is ample scope we have to utilize. We must utilize, and we must learn something in every step for our peace and enjoyable life. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, Mr. Enamullah Patori, for your concluding remarks. And as you know that this hybrid version of international seminar is also participating from different part of the world, as we have circulated our link to the most possible part of the world where we are connected, and hope the participants from abroad is also enjoying this wonderful discussion. I appreciate our speakers for all of their valuable comments and directions. I hope this will give us some thought for discussion. And now it's time for open discussion. The floor is open now. I will invite from floor and also as well as from online participants. If you have any questions, you can throw us. We'll try to answer those as we can. So first of all, I invite anyone from the floor to raise his hands and participate in the discussion. Mahmoud.
Second mic.
It's okay. You first introduce your name. And
Hello,
then
I'm Ashikur Rahman. I'm from JCI Dhaka North, and I'm also the managing director of Marjan Healthcare Limited. It's a agro-feed medicine company. We supply agro-pharmaceutical raw materials. So I want to know if there's any scope for collaborating international opportunities for agro-feed medicine or raw material with Malaysia and other countries in import, and is there any innovation scope or funding opportunities available in agro-feed medicine and raw material industry? Thank you.
Thank you. I think Dr. Desa can.
Okay, Mr. Rahman, I think this is what Malaysia has also, these kinds of, we call that agro-medicine or herbal medicine, right? And I have experience in Thailand, which is they produce umbrellics. What's product you produce?
Our feed medicine goes to agro feed meal companies who actually
Animal
produce
feed?
Animal feed.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
like
okay.
lysine, methionine, like other products.
Okay, the raw material come from plant-based
Raw
or
materials like maize, like a few other raw materials.
Okay, okay. It's very possible to work with because, like in Malaysia, we we import almost 100% of grain feed, grain corn. For like maize, right? We import raw material, but nowadays, like as I show in my slide, the price hike from 1,000 to more than $2,500, $2,700 for the past 1 year. That's makes concern to supply to produce animal feed like a chicken and also for the beef cattle and other livestock. Okay, that is possible. You can give me the information regarding your products. Maybe I will link with somebody who interested in these kinds of your product. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anybody? Yeah, please, Mike. Introduce yourself and the question.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু। স্যার, আমি কোনো প্রশ্ন করতে পারবো না, কিন্তু আমি কোনো পরামর্শ বা সাজেশনও দিতে পারবো না, কিন্তু আমি যেটা শিখতে পারছি বা এখানে আসার পরে যেটা জানতে পারলাম এটা একটু শেয়ার করতে পারি স্যার। থ্যাঙ্কফুল ইনডিড টু ডক্টর দেসা যে উনি বেশ কিছু পয়েন্টে আলোচনা করছে।
পরিচয়টা একটু যদি দিয়ে নিতেন, পরিচয়টা।
আমার নাম এম ফজলুল করিম, আমি ফরমার জয়েন্ট সেক্রেটারি, ঢাকা চেম্বার অফ কমার্স এন্ড ইন্ডাস্ট্রি, এখন রিটায়ারমেন্টে আছে স্যার। তো থ্যাঙ্কফুল ইনডিড টু ডক্টর দেসা যে উনি আমাদেরকে বেশ কিছু পয়েন্ট আমাদেরকে আউটলাইন করে দিয়েছে, যেটা আমাদের অন্তত ইনোভেটিভ আইডিয়াটা খুলে দিয়েছে। উনি যে আলোচনাটা আজকের কিনোট পেপার হিসেবে বলছেন যে ফুড ডিমান্ড, নলেজ, এডুকেশন, তারপরে ওয়ার্ল্ড সেফটি, তারপর ক্রিটিক্যাল জাংশন, তারপর হাঙ্গার, তারপর অ্যাফোর্ডেবল ফুড, এইভাবে কতগুলো পয়েন্ট বলা হয়েছে। কিন্তু যে জিনিসটা আমাদের জন্য শিক্ষণীয় যে এগ্রিকালচারটা হচ্ছে আমাদের জন্য একটা বার্নিং ইস্যু স্যার। এটা যে ওয়ার্ল্ড ওয়াইড আমরা যদি বিভিন্ন রিপোর্টে দেখি একমাত্র চায়নাটা আগে গেছে, কিন্তু এগ্রিকালচারে আমরা সেকেন্ড পজিশনে আছি সম্ভবত। এই হিসাবে যদি আমাদের পজিশনটা যদি রক্ষা করতে হয় তাহলে আমরা গ্লোবাল ফুড সাপ্লাইয়ের ক্ষেত্রে আমরা অত্যধিক গুরুত্ব দিতে হবে। আর উনি আরেকটা একটা পয়েন্ট বলছে যে সেটা হলো যে কফি অ্যান্ড ডেভেলপমেন্ট। কিন্তু আমরা এটা খুব লজ্জাজনক, আমরা অনেক সময় বলে থাকি কফি অ্যান্ড জিঞ্জিরা, কফি অ্যান্ড কেরানীগঞ্জ, এটা না বলি আমরা বলতে হবে যে কফি অ্যান্ড সিঙ্গাপুর, কফি অ্যান্ড মালয়েশিয়া, কফি অ্যান্ড কুয়ালালামপুর। যাতে ওইখান থেকে আমরা কপি করি, যাতে আমরা রিসার্চ অ্যান্ড ডেভেলপমেন্ট ইয়েতে করবে। সুতরাং আমরা চাই যে আমাদের এগ্রিকালচার সেক্টরটা সবচেয়ে উন্নত হয় এবং আমরা ভবিষ্যতে যাতে যে কোভিড-19 অ্যান্ড দ্য ওয়ে ফরওয়ার্ডটা যদি আমাদের সবচেয়ে কাজে লাগাইতে পারে এবং আমাদের ইয়ং জেনারেশনটা সবচেয়ে বেশি প্রয়োজন হবে এই এগ্রিকালচার সেক্টরে। ধন্যবাদ স্যার আপনাদেরকে।
থ্যাংক ইউ, মিস্টার করিম। এনিবডি ফ্রম ফ্লোর? I can also ask Mr. Dilip, is there any online question? Please share with us so that we can answer those. We try. Yeah.
Hello everyone, this is Salahuddin Yusuf, Director of BNR Lubricants. As you mentioned, food supply chain. So, Maruf bhai, do you have any statistics that Bangladesh food grain storage capacity, and don't you think it should be improved, modernized? As we visited some of the food grain storage in Noakhali, right, where our can you please make a comments on this? What is our current capacity?
Any answer from your side?
Thank you for a nice question. You know that we have some storage system in our country, but as you assume that our storage system is not that improved or technically sound. So we need to have a very good storage system because, you know, earlier we were focused on only field grains like rice, wheat, jute, etc. They don't require some specialized storage. But nowadays we have lots of fresh vegetables and fruits where we need some specialized storage system, and that in that case we need to develop our storage facilities and technologies to preserve our produce, so that the spoilage remains in a very short range, so that the wastage becomes less, and after that the poor producers, our farmers, will be benefited for that, and our country will be benefited using modern storage facilities. That's why I think that raising your this issue important for our country, and we are focusing also. We are focusing on that for in part of our agricultural research and extension department. We are trying to improve our existing facility and develop it to the international standards. Thank you for your question.
So anybody from floor? If you have any question, you can raise, and we try to answer. Yeah, microphone, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abu Bakr Siddiqui. I'm a member of Dhaka Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I have a question about technology transfer. Now, we have seen that in Bangladesh, we can't export all the fruits in a foreign country, especially US and Europe, due to shelf life. Could you recommend about how to increase shelf life of mango and other fruits? Do you have the technology to provide immediately, or you need to research or develop it? Thank you.
Actually, Dr. Desai is taking all those questions. Maybe at the end he will come up with answer, but maybe we can take more questions, and I'll hand it over to Dr. Desai for answering those. So anybody from behind? Tutul. I know you are dealing with potatoes, so is any issues? Please, mic, please.
Actually, hello. Hi, I'm Fahad Khan. Currently, I'm working for Finlay Bajar as a supply chain specialist. Currently, we're working for potatoes, and in our country, people are thinking about to export potato outside, but last few years that experience is not so good. Potatoes are exporting in the Nepal or some nearby country, but in the high value market or mainstream market, there is no scope to export the potato due to the quality. Is there any solution to improve our quality, potato quality, to export a mainstream market, export market?
Okay. If there is no other question, then I will hand over to Disa.
Is there any question from online? No, right? Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Sugi, for the answer. I think they're related, the same question between the fruits and potato. Tomato, different. Okay. This regarding the post-harvest, as our previous speaker told us that the majority of fruits and vegetables in Bangladesh, almost 40%, lost along the supply chain. This for me is huge. If you produce a million of tons, 400,000 kilos go somewhere without nothing. So what some ideal solution we make in terms of global tropical fruits supply? You look at banana, how Del Monte, Dole, they produce in Philippines and then they sell to all over the world. And how avocado in Chile or Mexico, they produce there and send out to all over the world. And some potato from Brazil or from America, they export to all over the world. The first, they produce, they sell in fresh product, like a banana. The way the process is different. They use mechanization. Even some place, they use a manual, like in Thailand, you know. It's similar, the farming system is similar like here. But they are educated farmers, they train the farmers how to handle the mango, for example. From beginning of flower, until they're packing a wrap, put in the box, and then they sell to the center market, and then from the market they has facilities, of course, they need. These kinds of technology maybe we can share, for example, but for the export product, as I tell you before, we need to focus only a few products, not can produce everything. Even the potato also, right? They are different variety. And in different variety, there are different characteristic. Right? Like a banana also, we has 100 of variety. Which one you want to sell out? We have to choose. I think Bari already have this kind of research. Which one the best candidate for export products? Which one the best candidate for mango for export? I think you already have, right? Bari what? What? 3 and
Bari
4 and 11. Yeah, Bari 3, 4, 8.
Bari new is 13 and 14.
Okay, this means you have many candidates. But for the entrepreneur, for the exporter, and then for the extension worker, you have to choose. For me, if you ask me, I suggest you should go only 1 or 2, not more than that. At least 3 candidates. If you choose, oh, we have 10, and then 10 you want to do, I don't know, again, possible or not. Because different character, different variety, you have different discipline, different character. Even banana, we have many variety, better than Cavendish. But Dole and Del Monte, they just use 1. You know why? Because the space of the box, the space of the ship, the space of the cool storage is different discipline. You have to keep at exactly temperature. You have to put in exactly size and everything. If you want to change to from Cavendish to Barangan, for example, the different discipline. That's why the multinational company, they don't interest to enter into another variety. They just focus in 1 Cavendish variety, for example. So if Bangladesh want to stand as a net exporter of community-based CCMC, for example, and then we'll teach them how to produce and how to pack, how to transport it with the Bari 4 discipline. Even Bari 4, Bari 3 is different discipline because the size is different, and then the long life is different, and then the taste also different, and then you have to meet the market. I can teach you even to compete in the global market. What you have to do? You must set the benchmark of fruit. For example, you want to compete with R2E2 variety in Australia. You can compete or not? If you are under, forget it. You cannot go. For example, you compete in the Olympic game, you know, if you're not fit enough to fit with them, right, you will lose. You cannot. At least you at par. At least you get gold medal or silver medal, something like that. I believe you have good candidate for this, you know, for the mango, and then you have potato, and then you can compete. You have to set the system, you have to set the technology package, how to produce these kinds of variety, and then we're ready for export. And then you have to taste also the market access to other country. It's not easy to market the freshable product to other country. You need to pass the phytosanitary the system, and you have to pass the certification program. That's you have to understand too. The government maybe market access you have to do to Malaysia to Japan. They have requirement different requirement. For example, you want to export mango to Japan, you need to have the VHP vapor hits treatment to kill the germ, to kill the insect. They are different. No? They have different treatment. You have to use these kinds of mechanical system and something. To export to Europe, they have another requirement. This you have to understand. That means your governments or your agency must understand this. If you don't have, maybe we can start from now. If you have, you just transform it, the technology to the farmers. Same like, and then second one, you can go by processing products. Maybe Bangladesh can focus on, I saw they already have brand like Pran, right? How to pronounce? P-R-A-N? Pran. You have export a lot of juice in Malaysia. So now they conquer the market already. They already appear everywhere in the supermarket. That's good. That's one. Maybe you can produce juice, or you can produce another product like puree or something for the industrial use. Nowadays, if you can produce any kind of fruit, you can sell. Don't worry. Not enough supply. But you have to know where you want to sell. If you don't know also, you cannot sell also. Actually, I saw in the figure, globally, we not enough food. But you have to know where you want to market it. I think Bangladesh, you are easy. You have 10 million people all over the world, right? You have to recruit them as your business partner in other country. You have many, like they already become businessmen or something, you have bring them, you have give them vision how to work this. Even our jackfruit, our buyer in UK is Bangladeshi. Yeah, I'm who want to make this program to export our jackfruit from Malaysia, sell to UK, sell to London. And then the importer is Bangladeshi, it's not British. It's the same. Why they don't buy your jackfruit? Why they buy our jackfruit? Because why? You can Google J33 is our promising variety of a jackfruit. The shelf life can last up to 2 to 3 weeks. And then the flesh big, yellow, sweet and thick, crunchy. That's our best variety. We have best variety of durian. We have best variety for jackfruit, and we have good in watermelon. We do export also. We have watermelon, the seedless watermelon. We do export to China, Hong Kong, and many countries. And durian now we focus Chinese market, so we not enough supply. So you should think like this. You should go on 1 or 2 commodity is enough. Don't think everything you want to send out. Right. Just focus potato, for example. You can set the product like brinjal here. Why not you have Bangladesh brand? Why you want to sell? The same word I'm saying to Indonesia. Now they already produce the product. Like tea, why you sell back tea to UK and then they put twinning, they put the UK brand, they put Ahmad brand or something. You sell only $2 a kilo, and then when they make packing, they sell back to you at $10 a kilo. Why you do this? You understand my point? You should go to value-added program, and then you will benefit more. You have the people to do this. But you need to know how to prepare. This you must send the intelligence. You have research agency like Bari or any. How to packing tea. I can teach you. I've worked with tea before, so how to process tea. Actually, your milk tea here in Malaysia we call teh tarik. Who visit Malaysia? Yeah. Teh tarik, right? Are you interested? Our teh tarik? You're a student in Malaysia. Where? Which university? Tell us university. You enjoy our teh tarik, right? Yeah. What's different? Yeah, but I don't see here how you make teh tarik like here. Here only you pour milk and tea. You should teach you how to drink teh tarik here, and then change your style of drink tea, right? Yes, because only I think more 2-3 million Bangladeshi or here already know what is teh tarik means, right? And then you start changing this food habit changing. I presented the paper titled "Teh Tarik Represent Malaysian Culture." If you go to restaurant, they will order teh tarik, right? I think you understand better. Yeah. There's a way of, you have to change the way. And then you can sell how to make teh tarik. You have to blend, not only from single black tea. No, the dust, actually the teh tarik is off grade of tea. I don't drink teh tarik. You mix between Highland, you just share the information how Malaysian make our good teh tarik quality. We don't have a tea, only in Cameron Highland, just a little, 2,000 hectares, which can cover less than 2% market. We import from India, from Indonesia, and also from Sri Lanka. Okay? We mix between Highland tea and Lowland tea. Why? Highland tea produce good color, good aroma, and Lowland tea produce a good color. To make teh tarik, we have to blend both. If you just come from a single farm, you cannot produce a good teh tarik. That's our secret. I teach you, I don't mind. Okay. Only that. Nobody know, right? Why you drink our teh tarik tastes different between you. Only that secret. You have to blend. From that, for example, from 4,000 and above, you have to mix with lowland variety, and then you will get good one. That. So, and second one, if you produce a local one, and then you need to import. Now you import the Ahmad tea, you import the twinning. They see the tea come from your country, and then they repack, and then sometimes they repack in your country, they not repack in their country, and then they put the brand and then selling at high price. Your people buy. Is right or not? Yes. Why you don't have a good brand of Bangladesh tea, for example, the BT, for example, or something? I give the idea, and then you go branding like what they're doing, Ahmad tea, Dilma, right? And then the brand like Twinning, Lipton, right? You can have a big ton, Bangladesh ton. That's a copy and develop. No, I make a joke, but if you use this word, you will go further for your market, your products. No, please go to value-added products. You can earn more rather than you produce only a single kilo of tea or single kilo of tea. You can, like I tell you, how Starbucks, Starbucks have a Starbucks have a coffee bean.
Yes.
Okay, I tell a story about coffee bean or Starbucks. No, from 1 kilo tea, from kilo coffee, they bring from Indonesia. Actually, they have a center processing in Indonesia. They buy from farmers maybe about $2 a kilo of coffee. When they fry, how they process, when they grill or they process, and then they can make into maybe 20% or 30%. From 1 kilo, they can make maybe from 1 kilo black coffee, they can make 60 cup, and then they're selling at $3 a cup, right? 15 ringgit. You drink Starbucks 15 ringgit, right? Actually, the cost only 1 ringgit. See how they make money from value-added program. They're selling a coffee. Do you think a Bangladeshi you cannot make a good coffee? Just learn. You send one student to study about coffee in Italy and bring back, let him do business here. Is it government able to do? You send your researcher to study about tea in Malaysia or somewhere, do the research, and then you can produce a good products here. You have resources. This is a way of thinking you must do. You send intelligent, study, copy, and develop. Easy, and then you make betterment. Like a potato, right? I challenge you. Produce local brinjal. Is okay? Yeah. Actually, they just. You have to learn how to prepare, and then you produce. In Malaysia, we have our Mr. Potato, Mami brand. You know, right? That's a factory in Malacca. Maybe we import the potato from somewhere also, and then we produce, become our brand. Now, Mami has distributed to 60 countries already. The same. But we don't have raw material. You see another thing like cocoa. What is cocoa? Chocolate. Who's clever in this? Chocolate come from Malaysia. Cocoa come from Malaysia, Indonesia, or Thailand. But the best chocolate come from where? Switzerland. You see, from 1 kilo chocolate they buy maybe about $2. And then from what $2, they make a chocolate, only a single piece, they sell out to you about $1. Right? More than $1 sometimes. This is very valued. Okay, I want to share with you, this is a philosophy, how to improve our product and our country. We have to think that way. We change, you know. You have grain feed. You should produce grain feed raw material. If you sell raw material, you can sell at finished product. If you don't have, they will buy, right? If you don't have, you don't sell them chocolate, cocoa, they cannot produce chocolate, right? Is correct? Yes. Right. You produce chocolate and then you sell back the damn chocolate. But you have to up to the standard. If low, maybe problem also. Okay, I give you the idea and the way forward to think. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, let me add a little more on the shelf life. Somebody was asking question. Actually, shelf life is depending when you are harvesting the fruit, harvesting time. And secondly, how good is your packaging. So we have post-harvest management expert working with us, and we have identified the harvesting time, I should say proper harvesting time for different fruits in Bangladesh. So if you contact me, I can guide you on that, so that you can harvest your fruit properly, I mean on time, so that you can linger your shelf life. So I can remember a few years back I visited Sri Lanka. At that time Sri Lanka was not like this. So I found they were exporting banana from Sri Lanka to Europe. And I found the processing, how the banana is being processed in Sri Lanka. And they are cutting banana when banana is not yellow. When it was green banana, they harvested it the proper time, and at the same time they are putting their banana in a container, and that container is going directly to the airport. So that's how it works. And secondly, if you want to increase your shelf life, you got to have proper packaging. Unfortunately, in our country we do not have any packaging institute in Bangladesh. But our neighboring country, India, they have good number of packaging institute, and they are very good at packaging. And packaging will basically increase the price of your product. And not only that, will help you to increase the shelf life. So I also had opportunity to visit, actually I attended some kind of training many years back in India for packaging, and it was a great experience for me. And there are a lot of technologies they are using for proper packaging. So last week I also attended one seminar. I also encourage those who are the decision maker, those who are policy maker, to set up a proper packaging institute here in Bangladesh. So I hope they will work on that. And not only that, if you are really interested in packaging, you can go to India or Singapore or even Malaysia to learn about proper packaging. I think that's how you can increase the shelf life. Thank you.
Dr. Rashid will add something.
Thank you, Mamun. Mr. Mamun, I like to answer the questions about exporting potato in different countries. We are producing different kinds of and varieties of potatoes in Bangladesh, and also we are producing a huge amount. So we can easily export potato outside our countries. So, but we have to think first. We have to think what the buyer wants from us. There are different kinds of potatoes. Some are sticky, some are meshy, some are granular, and some are red skin, some are yellow skin. So we have to fix what the buyer wants from us. So we have to go for the variety or the type of potato that is produced from our country. Then the next thing is the harvesting. Our potato harvesting is a very traditional, primitive style way. So there is a lot of damage on the potato. If you go for a potato market, you will see lots of injuries on the body of the potatoes. So when you are able to get some connection exporting potato from Bangladesh, the quality of the produce is the most important thing. So then you have to have a very good sorting and grading system for the harvested potato where there is no injury. And another thing is we see some green spots on the potato. That is very bad chemical for our health. So I forget it. Solanin. The chemical is solanin. That is very bad for our health. So for that kind of spots on the potato, you have to have a very good sorting and grading system before packaging. If you have a very good quality after packing, I think you will be not facing any problem exporting potato from Bangladesh. So you have to focus on the harvesting, then that will reduce the wastage, and after harvesting you'll have to have a very good sorting and grading system before packaging, and that will make a very good sack of potato that can be exported easily outside. Thank you.
Which I speak, we found that with discouraging the variety of species is one major problem for us. We have produced many things. It is suggesting to focus one or two.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
So whenever we are saying for mango, it's a body 11, body 8, body 4, 5, lots of variety. So that's a challenge. Can you please give some inputs on it?
We have already 17 varieties released from Bari. So some of them are a smaller size, that he says that because of exporting, we have to think of also the size, as well the quality, the texture, the fiber, and the color of the skin. All these things are to be considered, and by considering them, we have to go for the buyer's choice. Different buyers from different countries have different choice. They can look for Bariam 3, the Amropali. They can look for Bariam 4, is a bigger one and tasty and less fiber. So recently we have some very good looking Bariam 13 and 14. Red, very much similar like Japanese, very internationally known variety Miyazaki. It is very similar to that, a little smaller, but their taste good, look good, and have international appeal. So we have to think about the buyer's choice. Which country, we are exporting tea. We have different size of tea, powder, grain, medium size, then bigger size. The socialist countries want bigger granules. and some countries want medium grain, and some want fine powder. So the choice of the buyer is a very important thing, and we have to provide the quality, what they want. So in case of mango, we have a very important commercial variety like Bari Mango 3, Amropali, and Bari Mango 4. Then we have some very new varieties, Bariam 13 and 14. These all are very good varieties, and these have very good export potentialities. So we have to first fix which buyer want which variety. Then we can concentrate our production in an area with one specific variety. Then for other buyer who wants different variety, we'll concentrate another zone for another variety. And all over the country, earlier in our country, we thought that North Bengal, Chapainabganj, Rajshahi is the center for mango production. But nowadays, almost 40% of mango is produced in the Chittagong hill tracts in the southeastern zone. So we can produce all over the country. But some very thin difference between taste from the northeastern zone to southeast western zone. So we have to fix the choice of the buyers and then go for the production of our mango all over the country, so that people can export different kinds of mangoes to other nations. Thank you. From outside is explanation, right?
Yeah.
So reason of variety. So your solution can be more
Okay, what I'm suggesting, because they are from research agency, they found that there is many candidates. Actually, each variety they has pro and cons. Sometimes they have good size, big size, but taste may be different. Some they have like a small size, taste very good. That's what he said is a consumer preference. When come to consumer preference, they are different. They are very subjective. Taste, good looking, these two things is subjective. For example, I am from Malaysia. I eat, not good. But from Korea, very good. No? And you are in Bangladesh, you eat Malaysian mango. Why like this? Because you already eat here, no? That's eyes and mouth is subjective from one to everybody. That what I understood from his say that the consumer what they like. This is another challenging to perform your product in international market. To compete with existing one is challenging. That's what I'm suggest. If you have a good candidate, benchmarking with existing product is important. Like what variety? Bari 13. Bari 13 benchmarking with Miyazaki, for example. And then like I'm saying, I tried this morning at the restaurant. That's Mohonbuk. Maybe similar to Arumanis, Malaysia. Is right? Maybe your benchmarking with Indonesia or Malaysia, and then you can stand in the market to compete with them, to substitute the market. That's the way to do marketing, no? That you need. The marketers have to understand the situation, which candidate, and then to do the multiplication. For example, Arab maybe they like different. Actually, to market the product, you have to do huge budget for promotion also to understand the people, to understand our customer. I just back to Korea last 2 years. Actually, Korea they love mango very much. Their mango mainly came from Thailand and Philippines. Philippines variety Carabao. Yeah, and Thailand is water lily, and that's huge market, huge demand in Korea. If you go to Korea, everywhere, water lily from Thailand and Carabao from Philippines, only these two. Maybe you can try to enter the Korean market. Maybe you should choose the best candidate. Korea, they like sweet. You have to understand their culture. Like Bangladesh or South Asia, they like sweet, right? Like European, they like sour. So maybe you have to find the best candidate for export based on the existing consumer preference. The research must go to that way. Okay, thank you. And okay, maybe I'd like to add something that you has mentioned about skill labor. Actually, this is my idea when I came here to discuss with Mr. Mahmood and here, Patwari, about skill labor. Actually, I threw this idea when I look at my worker also, this Bangladeshi, so I pity them. No, they suffer a lot before they reach Malaysia. They have to spend a lot of money, right, through somebody before they reach there. That's why if we can think this future, you can develop this program to train your your people who, when you want to send outside, they must have some at least basic skill and knowledge. The skill how to, for agriculture, for example, the skill how to do farming, basic. At least they know something before they leave. And then your government can set some margin or something, then they will give you better. It's happened in Malaysia for labor made from Indonesia and Philippines. They already set the class. At least the training 1 month or 2 months, not sure. Just give a basic something to prepare some basic language. At least when our receive your worker, at least they can run easily. They not have any problem. I think that's. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think the way it is going, we need another follow-up program to finish it. But let's finish it today. I want to conclude by giving thanks to our speaker, honorable speakers, who has made our today's program very fruitful, and I hope we will get them again once we need them. And also I want to thank our supporters. As you know, that Expo Pro in association with Stryke, which is a kind of a latest online marketplace, and also support from BSD, BNO, Goldmark, TK, HMI. We have with us Mr. Tommy Khan, you know, the great chef. Thanks to TK, it's Tommy Khan Hospitality Management Institute, yes, TKHMI. So you know him. So we really feel encouraged to get him with us today. SBDI, Sustainable Business Development Initiative, and also JCI North, Dhaka North, as a part of their youth engagement partner. We thank you all for extending your hands to make this happen. As you know that we had 3 agendas that we set on Desa's visit. As you have learned, that the first one was agriculture skill development to cater the need of the world market, not even Malaysia. Also, we have other countries' demand. And the second one is the fruits and vegetable processing as well as exports. And third was maybe we need a separate. Actually, we have another event tomorrow in Sylhet, which actually focus on agriculture tourism. So you know that this was our third agenda. We normally think about tourism, ecotourism, and then buzzword is now agro-tourism. So this is another issue. Maybe we need another program to address all those. So I think we have addressed most of the agendas, and I want to thank all of you for being patient, though we have a lot of technical interruptions today, unfortunately. But I really thank you all for being patient and enjoy this wonderful session. And finally, for your information, we'll issue some attendance certificate. You will get it to your address. And now, by saying this, I want to conclude this wonderful event. And we have a small Thanksgiving ceremony to our presenters, and at the end we will have a group photo, and please join a refreshment serve behind. Thank you all. Thank you.
Aku itu mau nih.